So we're going live today with Shubham Sarangi, who is Odisha FC football player, somebody who has come up the ranks pretty young still. We have been talking to multiple sports people in the last 2-3 months, and Shubham Sarangi is one more of them, a very talented young footballer. He's still 19, 20 years old, a long career ahead. It's a privilege for us at Fast&Up to be talking to multiple uh, footballers, sports people in the last couple of months. Uh, on last week, on Friday, in fact, we had KS Bharat, who is another fantastic cricketer who joined us on the live. So we're just waiting for Shubham Sarangi to join us. So let us see if he's around. Still waiting for him. So we have got a wonderful lineup of athletes this week. On Wednesday, we have lined up Shikha Pandey, who is Indian women cricketer. So that will be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So let me try and see if Shubham Sarangi has joined in. Yes, so adding him in 7 o'clock from 5:30 for this week and see how it goes. This is on Fast&Up Insta. Hi Shubham, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you? How are you?
Great, great. And I hear that you are in Hyderabad these days.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. I'm in Hyderabad these days.
Okay. So for the viewers, Shubham Sarangi is very young, energetic football player, and he has been around for almost 8-9 years now in the news. One as a very young footballer who was making waves around 8-9 years back. Today, of course, he plays for Odisha FC in the midfield back position. Has been having a great run of football matches recently, and it's a privilege, Shubham, to be talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Means a lot.
Yeah. Shubham, I see very wonderful photographs behind your on the wall, which is great. So, Shubham, how are things with you in the lockdown period?
So like it's been tough. It's been tough for mostly for everyone, I would say. And being an athlete, staying at home and not being able to go to the ground or gym or using the facilities, it's difficult for us. But yeah, there are some circumstances which we cannot expect according to us. Like you will face situations where it's not what you want, but that's difference between a good athlete and an average athlete is how you make that not making an excuse and making and living up to whatever you have. Sort of like now being at home, I'm doing whatever possible exercise which I can do at home, be it body weight or be it with the weights I have at home. So I'm just trying to keep myself as fit as possible, and that is what I can do because it's my responsibility as an athlete to be fit. So that's what I've been doing.
Fantastic to hear that, Shubham. We also invite questions from viewers, and we will be taking it as we progress. Yeah. But Shubham, you are still very young, right? How old are you now?
I'm 19 this year. I'll be 20.
Okay, that's a phenomenal age to be at the top. Still knowing that you have a lot more years ahead of you. So congratulations on that to you, Shubham. But if you have to take you back to when you started football, I hear that you were born in Visakhapatnam. Is that true?
That's right. That's right. I was born in Visakhapatnam.
And how did you take up football? At what age did you start dribbling with the football?
So as you said, like I was born in Visakhapatnam, and when I was 4, I think we shifted to Delhi, and that is the first time. Like I was quite small that time, and I never knew about this game, football, and when I was growing up in Delhi, there was like where we were living in the colony, I used to see from the balcony. There are so many kids playing football, cricket, but in my colony, there were a lot of kids playing football. So I used to see that game, and it was so like, it used to give me pure joy, and seeing that game, it used to give me passion and everything. So definitely, once I shifted to Delhi, that was a like a turning point for me and knowing that game about football. And I'm really so thankful that there's a game called football. And I started to play. Like first of all, I was so young, so my the kids who used to play in the colony, they never let me play because they used to say, "Ki you are very small, you will get hurt," and sort of these things. And my mom was the first person I used to play at home. We had a small
Mhm.
ball, I remember, and I always used to play with my mom. And then growing up, I always used to play in my school. Be it
Mhm.
even if it's in a maths class, I always wanted to finish my work, finish the homework, and just wanted to run back to the ground and play with my friends or whoever was on the ground. So that is how my journey started, and I never looked back.
So what was the age at which you really felt that you were ready for some kind of competitive football?
I still remember, like, I was 8 years when I started to play for the school team, and back then that was the first year in a new school, a new environment for me. And I was playing inter-house that time, and our PT coach, he said that, yeah, you play well, and I think you can be an asset to the school team, and you can play for our school. And
Mhm.
I asked my parents, and they were like, yeah, of course you should play some games. It is in this age, it's really good. So I said, yeah, let's play, let's give it a try. And I kept playing for my school team. And I think, yeah, at the age of 8 I started to play for my school team. And then at the age of 9 I captained the school team, and we won a lot of tournaments, I remember. And that is how everything started. And I feel like thinking about the memories I have, thinking about the past, what that gives me so much pleasure and joy. And just whenever someone asks me about it, I am so happy to share. And that's all. Like, I'm so happy that there's a game like football.
No, I think Shubham, I think I can relate to it because I have two young daughters,
Okay.
and they feel so excited when they have a football match which happens in the school, and their
Oh,
PT
okay.
sir puts them to
Yeah.
join the team. I mean,
Oh,
the kind
yeah.
of joy that they have
Yeah.
is tremendous, and I see a lot of kids these days who actually want to become footballers, and which is a great thing for the country, I
Yeah.
would say. Shubham, I also was reading that at the age of 12, 13, you were spotted from a national perspective.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So for the school team, I kept playing until the age of 12, and then my PT coach, he said that there's a trial going on for the Delhi state team.
Mhm.
And that is when the state, like, I was in Delhi back then, and there was this trial going on. So I went and I gave trials, and I got selected, and we went to Kalyani, Kolkata,
Mhm.
to play in those nationals. And we came second over there. And I never knew that there's a scouting or some selections going on for the Indian team. I never knew about it. I just went because I loved the game. Whenever I used to play, I used to give my everything, and I used to play for fun, to enjoy, and just be happy. So I was just
Right.
doing that. And in the final day of the nationals, there was a scout who was scouting the players for the Indian under 13 team back then.
Mhm.
So out of, I think, 680 players who came there, 22 or 25 players were selected for the Indian team. And we were about to represent India in the AFC under 13 qualifiers, which was in
Mhm.
Iran.
Sure.
So my name was in there, and then they said that they'll be calling us in March. And as you know, like, March is the month where we generally give our final exams. And sort of, my parents were very like, they always used to say that, yeah, sports is necessary, but of course you need to study as well. So my PT coach and my parents got the letter, and then they didn't tell me about it. And they said, if we tell him, he'll be very excited, and I think he will want to skip the exams and just go. So
Sure.
I gave my exams, and after that, my parents told me that I got a letter from the Indian team, and I
Mhm.
have to go to Goa. And there's a camp, and then if you get selected, you will be going to Iran to play for the Indian
Mhm.
team. So I said, wow, like, I never thought of it, but it came to me, and I took it with both the hands. And after finishing the exams, I went to Goa, and there I got selected, and we went to Iran and represented
Mhm.
the Indian team.
That's a wonderful story. I think it will become I mean, it's always inspiring for kids to know the process through which you have come. It's never a easy thing, right? Getting selected,
Yeah.
a few 20 people amongst 600, 700 people
Yeah.
who came for the tournament or for that selection trials. And also the fact that there are so many more playing across the country, right?
Yeah.
So obviously it's a great feeling, Shubham, very inspiring. So I think we have a few people listening into it. Hopefully, we'll get more questions as we go
Yeah.
along. But
Yeah.
Shubham, I have this. I keep asking when I see athletes, I keep asking this question. I mean, typically in running, 100 meters is always the king event, right?
Yeah.
The event everyone looks forward to.
Yeah.
As a footballer, it's always being a striker. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always
True.
a Messi. It's always a Ronaldo,
True.
a Maradona, long time back, a Zidane, for example, even though he's a midfielder. But you currently play as a back
Yeah.
and going up to the midfield maybe.
Yeah.
But was it always a choice that you had?
I started my career, and when I was in the Indian team, I used to play as a striker, as a attacking player, generally attacking midfielder or striker. And since the last season, like the season which just went, it got over in first week of March.
Mm-hmm.
The season 19-20 season, I started to play as a right back in the defense. Before that, the previous season, I was playing as a midfielder. So there were like the coaches who comes in and coaches us. They have a different philosophy, and I feel all the coaches, they come with a lot of experience, and the amount of experience they have, they can know what a player can give to the team or bring to the team, and
Sure.
what are his abilities. So I think
Mm-hmm.
the coach which we had, Joseph Gambao, he felt that at our position, it's a modern, like the position I play in, it's called fullback, and these days modern fullback, they are the ones who keep going up and down the flank, and they attack. Our main job is to defend, but these days the modern fullback, they have to attack also, and they are also a source of crossing. They keep crossing the ball, they provide assists and all sort of things. So as the football is growing, there are a lot of things coming. So modern day football brings a lot of chance to score as well. So yeah, me being starting as a career like in attacking player and then coming back to defense. Of course, these are the challenges I face, but definitely if the coach believes in me and trusts
Sure.
in me that yeah, I can play at the back or in the midfield, definitely it is a good thing, because at this age, if I can be a versatile player where I can play
Correct.
in so many positions, it gives me confidence. And I feel that being versatile is an asset to the team, and that is how I take. And I just feel confident enough whenever I play or whichever position I play, because if you are bringing something to the team, that is the most I can do.
No, perfect. I think Shubham well answered, because I think today, for in football at least, the coach understands the utility of the player and
Yeah,
what he or she is good at.
yeah,
And a lot of careers have changed. Careers have changed because the coach made the right decision at a very young age.
yeah.
So I'm sure this would be a great thing. Let's take some questions.
Yeah.
Sahil asks, "What was your first club?"
My first club. Back
Yeah.
then, in 2012, in 2013, I would say, like I got selected for the Indian team, and in 2013, it was announced that India will be hosting under 17 FIFA World Cup in
Mm-hmm.
2017.
Mm-hmm.
So that team, that age group, we were the players who were about to play the under 17 World Cup. So we were given so much of exposure trips. We were going so many countries, playing against some top clubs, top notch national teams. So we were basically a national team, but we were most of the time together. So if I have to say my first club, it will be Minerva. And
Mm-hmm.
back then I was injured, and our team, the national team, went to Germany, and I was injured. So I went to Minerva, and I was playing over there under 15, under 18 I league, and after that I went again to the Indian national team. So I think Delhi Dynamos also has been my first professional club where I started my journey.
So I think Minerva, Delhi Dynamos,
Yeah,
all dear to your heart, right? You are
yeah,
still 19.
yeah.
So that speaks about it. So Umar is I mean, I know Umar. He's a fantastic football lover and player himself. So he has a question. I think I don't fully understand this question, but he asks to train footwork and dribbles is easy at home, which is well understood. But to maintain that shot power is very difficult. Any tips?
I think for me these days, my football skills and routine is in our colony there's a big wall over there. I go and train. So if you can find a wall or a very big place where you can hit the ball and it is coming back to you, I think you will be able to do whatever sort of things you want to do, because after all, this is a pandemic which is going on and you need to follow the guidelines. And
Mm-hmm.
at this time, whatever you have, you need to just use the best of it. And I think me using the wall and doing all sort of things is making me improve in other things which I never thought of it. So I think you can improve in thousands of things. And as you want to improve, I think a wall, if you can find a wall where you can hit those long balls or you can take some shots, I think that will be good enough for not, if you are not doing anything, it's better than nothing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me take one more question from Madhukar BK. He asks, I mean, again, this is a perception that people have. Defenders are usually that big, bulky people who can ward off anybody.
Yeah.
Is that something you have thought about? Because is that a criteria for being a back?
I would say it's not, because these days the game of football is more about technically how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, you need to be physically strong as well. But in my position, there is a position called center back, where of course you need to be very strong, because all the strikers are generally near that position, and you have to be better than the striker to take the balls away from him. So I think me playing as in the back, but I play near the lines. So I
Sure.
think, and as I said earlier, being technical is very important these days, as football is developing and modern football is coming. And I think being more technical plays a very important role. And definitely, physical part also is very important, and you need to be strong. But more than physical, you need to be mentally strong, I think.
Sure. So let us get back to your own journey.
Yeah,
So you went to Minerva. Under 17 World Cup
yeah,
was one of the biggest things that happened in India.
yeah.
So what happened during that time? Like, I mean, how was that thing? How was the World Cup itself for you? And I mean, can you tell the viewers about that?
Definitely, when it was announced that India will be hosting the World Cup, it was a very big thing, because that was the first time there was going to be a World Cup in India, and Indian team will be playing in the World Cup. So of course, it's a very big thing. And the amount of exposure trips we got, like most of the time in the calendar year, we were outside India training
Mhm.
and playing against some good clubs and good countries. And so all these experiences made all the entire team. And if I have to talk individually about me, it helped me to improve as a player. And
Sure.
all these things you need to improve and to be a better version of yourself. And I feel the amount of work AFF and Indian football put in to give us the experience and exposure was tremendous. And I just want to thank them. And it is a huge thing. And this year also there was under 17 Women's World Cup, but it got postponed. And in 2021, again, it will be there. So I think, yeah, these sort of tournaments coming into India, and globally, India is also increasing in the football thing. And I think these things are helping India in a very big way. And in the coming years, you will see national team also doing so good. And I don't see anything which can stop us from being in a World Cup.
Great, great to see. I mean, I hope that happens during your career.
Yeah,
Some questions for you, Shubham. Like,
yeah.
obviously, you talked about a lot of people, a lot of clubs, countries, etc. Who was your role model when you? I mean, who is your current role model, or who did you love seeing, or looking at?
Uh, it was, of course, it was Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, because he is a different athlete altogether. The way he keeps himself the way he trains, the way like after the matches, the way he recovers, everything about him is really so good. And an athlete, no matter whichever sport you are playing in, you can look up to him because he is an complete example of a perfect or a professional athlete, I would say. And not only I'm saying because he's a footballer, I'm just saying because he's very professional. And I feel the hard work he has put in to achieve what he has achieved, and I can't name anything which he has not achieved. And those things or those traits you can have in yourself. So having a
Right.
winning mentality or the mindset or working hard, those are the things which you can do, and no one can take it away from you. Of course, results and outcomes are the things which you cannot rely on because it's not up to you, and your job is to keep working hard. And
Sure.
seeing someone working hard and seeing someone after working so much and he's achieving the success, of course these things make you feel that, yeah, if he can do all these things, why can't I? So definitely it has to.
Any Indian footballer?
Yeah, Sunil Chetri, Sunil Bhai, definitely.
The one and only Sunil Chetri, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he is undisputedly the probably the best footballer around in the
yeah,
country, and one of the best across
yeah,
generations.
yes,
Uh, so, Shubham, let's also talk a little bit about your Delhi Dynamos and the Odisha FC stint.
yeah,
So, this was with ISL. So,
yeah,
ISL is obviously the top league in the country right now
yeah,
with foreign
yes,
players, kind of
yeah,
competition, etc. So, how was your experience with obviously Odisha FC, which because that's very recent, and
yeah,
what is so different when you play? You are still young, so you
yeah.
get to meet a lot of players, play a lot of games. So, what are the things that you learn out of this?
Uh, See, so Odisha FC, this was the first year we were playing in the ISL, and before that it was Delhi Dynamo. So I
Correct.
think, yeah, every year there's generally a lot of foreign players and foreign coaches comes into a
Mhm.
team, and they all have different mentalities. So you get to learn a lot of things from each one of them. And if you want to improve, if you want to know more about them, their experience matters a lot. So they telling you something, they teaching you something, is you need to take it and try to implement when you are playing. And I feel the experiences they have shared with me, I always keep it. And whenever I am playing, I am thinking about all those things, and they always share with me the mistakes I make, or in general about the team and the experiences they have had in the previous years, which makes them a very good football player. So I think these things help you to be better. And our team had a lot of good players, and they always used to teach me so many things. And I was very serious and diligent to listen to each and everything, because for me as a player, like, I want to improve, I want to be the best version I can be. If I am doing something yesterday, I want to do something better than yesterday today. So that is my mentality, and it has been since the beginning. And I feel new players coming, be it Indian or foreigner, they have helped me tremendously, because I am a person who wants to learn and I want to grow. I have a growth mindset, and I want to learn with every single thing, with every single athlete, because everyone has their journey, which gives you something from their journey and helps you to be motivated. And those experiences makes you a better player, better person. So I think, yeah, this plays a very important role.
Well said, Shubham. I think a lot of people listening would have loved what you said, in spite the young age. So we have got a lot of stuff which is good. So there's some fun questions my team has
Yeah.
given. So
Okay.
let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
If you could be a superhero, what would that be? I mean, and who and why?
I think it will be Iron Man,
Mhm.
because he has everything. Like, he has the gadgets, he has the cars, he has his industry. So I think he has everything, and he's so cool. And I think, yeah, it has to be Iron Man. He stands like he's really so cool, and I've seen all the Marvel and all the Iron Man series, and it's so good to see. And I think if I can be a superhero, it has to be Iron Man.
And if you could do a time travel and
Yeah,
go the past
yeah,
or wherever, uh,
yeah.
where would you go?
It's a very good question, and I think if I have to pick one, it will be very difficult because I want to time travel a lot of places, and I think yeah, I would say this year we were in the top four, and we had three matches remaining, and we were playing against the top three, and out of which those three matches were very crucial for us. And unfortunately, we were not able to take any points in those three matches. I think if I get a chance, I would go and get few points and be in the top four.
That's nice to hear. So Shubham, did you ever have a favorite teacher? Some subject, some teacher that you had? Uh, which one would that be?
I think if I see, mostly all the teachers have been really kind to me. And if I have to pick one, it has to be my PT sir because
Yeah.
he has always encouraged me so much. And I still remember my dad once told me because, whenever a coach or teacher, they never praise you in front, like
Right.
they will tell to your parents or to your elder brother or sister. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
once my dad was telling me like when I joined that school, Army Public School, Noida. I was in fourth class, and then when at the age of 12, I had to go to Goa and I started schooling there. So till today, my PT coach he has kept a photo of me when I was in the
Mhm.
fourth grade in his wallet, and
Wow.
that sort of thing makes me so happy. Like he gives me so much of like it gives me pure joy. So I think yeah, it has to be my PT sir.
That's really touching, Shubham. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people don't remember the people who have helped
yeah,
your journeys. So it's very nice. So there's a question from Dr. Karthik Doshi who
yeah,
asks, who has been your pillars of strength? So one is obviously your PT sir. You talked about your mom and
yeah,
parents. Who
yeah.
else?
Of course, like parents have been really very supportive, and I still remember when I was going to Goa to be in the camp, Indian National Camp. My dad gave me a questionnaire, and he
Hmm.
said that you are choosing something, and right now it's between schooling and football. So he said one thing which I still remember. He said follow your heart and never regret your decisions, and I feel that thing I still remember, and it always gives me like he's the one who have always given me sort of a lot of advices, and till today he after every match he tells me what I am doing right, what I am not doing, what I am
Hmm.
lacking in, and what sort of thing I should improve on. So I think he
Sure.
has also played a very important role, and I think every player has a journey, and
Mhm.
in the journey there are a lot of people who have helped them to reach at a certain level, be it any level, be it a state level or any level I'm talking about. So the journey itself speaks about it, and whoever has
Mhm.
played part in has to be given the entire credit. And I
Sure.
cannot name a single one of them because everyone has played a very crucial role, be it my friends, my teachers, my parents, my sister, everyone.
Mhm.
And I just want to give credits to everyone and use respect to them because I am whatever I am today. It's because of them.
Sure. So, before I go into audience questions, when did you attend school last or
I
college?
finished I finished my schooling 28 no 20 last year. I gave my
Okay.
12th, and now I'll be finishing off my college in the next 3 years. So yeah, last year I gave my 12th. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Are you a good student?
Yes, I was very good in maths and science, and that is when, like I told you, my dad made a questionnaire to
Uh,
prepare so that I choose a proper. Like my decision has to be accurate between studies and sports. So I think yeah, like my parents always used to tell me that whatever you are doing, you need to focus on that. If you are studying for 2 hours, you need to focus on studies. If you are playing, you need to focus on that. And I think it has helped me to like now I am completely focusing more on football, and I can focus so well because they have given me sort of these things which I will always keep. And now being an athlete, these are the responsibilities, and yeah.
Oh, fantastic, Shubham. So there's a question, somebody who's as young or slightly younger than you. I'm 18 soon, going to become 19. Is there any football academy would you suggest?
I think now in since India is developing in many sports and in football also, so there are a lot of academies coming in mostly in every state, and whichever state you are from, you should find one academy, and if you are able to train there, or now these days there are so many ISL clubs, and all the ISL clubs have their academy and youth setup, grassroots level. So you can see, and whenever there are trials going on, try giving the trials, and if you are good enough, they will pick you, and that is how the journey starts.
No, that's very nice to hear. Shubham, we see in football there are so many occasions where you need to be very aggressive.
Yeah.
You need to really be at your competitor's throat. Are you really aggressive as a person?
Not as a person. I would not say that I'm aggressive, but sometimes, yeah, like I get a bit like how should I say, like I'm choosy. I would say I'm not aggressive, but I'm choosy because I want to do certain things, and if I'm not given those things, or if it's not going according to my will, like if I want to eat my breakfast at 9:30, and because of some reasons I'm not able to eat, I get irritated on myself that my schedule is going to break now. I will start my workout late, then my rest time is going to be less. So sort of these things,
Right.
I feel that. But if I have to say that, I'm not aggressive as a person off the pitch, but yeah, when I am playing, I am quite aggressive, and mostly everyone says that because since the beginning, like whenever our team never like, if the opponents have the ball, I just want to win the ball so that we have the ball and then we can play. So I get so aggressive, and I just want to win the ball. So this aggressive behavior on the pitch has helped me to win the battles, and I think it has helped me in many ways.
Oh, fantastic. So let's take a couple of questions since we are running short of time.
Yeah.
Ankita asked, what is one thing that you would do every time after winning a match? Is there a special routine that you follow?
After winning a match, I would, of course, be happy definitely. But then my entire focus will be on the next match, because we have to win the next match, because that is also as important as winning this match. So I think my next focus will be winning the next match and being very good in the training, and preparing myself for the next match.
So what is a realistic, somebody is asking, what is a realistic time frame by when we can see Shubham playing for the Indian national senior team? Is there any time frame, time goal that you have set for yourself?
As I said, like I cannot. My job is to keep working hard, and
Yeah.
I cannot expect what is going to come. So recently, I got a call up for the senior Indian national team, and due to this pandemic COVID thing, the camp got postponed, and until further notice. So whenever it's going to start, and whenever we are again going for the camp, I'll make sure that I am working hard and
Yeah.
giving my everything, and making sure that, yeah, soon I will be playing for the Indian national team. And definitely, when you are positive, and when your thoughts are positive, you have a good mentality, and everything near you is positive, everyone is helping you, I can't see anyone not achieving their goals. For me, now the goal is to play for the senior team, to do something
Mhm.
big for the nation. For that, until I achieve that, I'll make sure that I'm working hard toward it. And these are the things I always work on.
Oh, amazing, Shubham. I mean, hearing you, I mean, a lot of people would enjoy hearing you, giving you that, I mean, putting things in perspective, and the motivation that you have. We have four rapid fire questions to
Yeah.
you before we end. Strength and conditioning or cone drills? Answer in yes or which one is it?
Strength and conditioning.
Would you give a short pass or a long ball? Long pass.
It depends, because if a long pass is turning out to be a goal, definitely a long pass.
Mhm. Have you ever faked yourself for an injury in a football match? Yes or no?
No, never. I still remember this season, I was suffering from a little bit of pain on my ankle, and when I got hit, it was around the 54th minute of the match, and we had the entire match to go, like almost around 36 minutes to go, and that was a very crucial match, and we won that match, and we were in the fifth position, and we went to the fourth position. And after that there were two matches very on a very short span of time, and I played with that pain, and because for me, like, me being able to give my best for the team in given the conditions, I will always look for the team.
I think,
So I think, yeah.
Shubham, the question was not whether you will play the next game or not. Did you fake
Yeah.
any injury while the match is happening to get a
No,
free
no, no,
kick?
never,
Or a
never, 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 never. For me, being in the team, being doing something for the team is more important. So I've not
correct.
faked any injuries.
Yeah. So you always play to the right, true spirit of the game rather than take
Right.
any shortcuts.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
right.
Uh, One word for fast and up.
Performance.
Great.
Yeah.
So finally, Shubham, we have run out of time. We absolutely enjoyed talking to you. There were a lot of people that we have talked to in the last 2 months. You are certainly one of the youngest
Okay.
of them, and we see a lot of things coming from you in the future.
Thank
So
you.
all the
Hope.
best to you.
Thank you.
And before you say goodbye, is there any message that you want to give to the people who are watching and also all the footballers of India?
For me, like, for all the upcoming footballers of India, for me, I think patience and hard work is the most important thing to develop as a player, because with hard work comes everything, and for that you need to be very patient, because you cannot know what's going to come. There will be challenges. There will be a lot of situation where you will be feeling down. But with hard work, with the good mindset, with positive mindset, you can overcome anything. And I think all these things plays a very important role in the betterment of a player. So, and to all the viewers, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Shubham, and thanks to all the viewers. We'll be back on Wednesday with Shika Pandey at 7 p.m. So thank you so much, Shubham, and everyone
Yeah,
who's
it was
been.
pleasure
Bye
talking to
bye.
you. Yeah, yeah.